is man and woman's best friend. But how good a friend to your dog are you? Are our dogs really happy? And can we use science to make them happier? To find out, we recruited 3 regular dog owners.
Hi, I'm Claudia, and this is my dog Poppy.
Hi, I'm Leanne, and this is little Roxy.
This is Angus, and I'm Matt.
Yes.
We formed a team of experts and set up a daunting task.
How would you like it if your dog could search and locate your keys or phone anywhere in your house? Well, this is your task. You're going to train your dog to do this at home.
Our aim? To use this challenge and the latest science to supercharge their canine communication skills and develop a happier relationship with their dogs. In part 1, the emphasis was on the dog, on communicating more clearly.
So the first thing we're going to teach your dogs is what's known as a bridging reinforcer, or a bridge.
Yes.
This is great.
Yes.
Perfect.
And learning to read what they're saying to us.
The whole body shake is a very good sign that the animal is stressed.
This time the focus is back on us, how our personalities impact dog happiness.
People scoring higher in neuroticism tend to use excessive commands. It's an overload of information for the dog.
And new technology helping you become the best possible life coach for your pet.
It is the first app of its kind in the world designed to monitor and maximise your dog's quality of life or its happiness.
It's all part of a new science dubbed dogmanship.
I'm passionate about dogmanship simply because it turns the lens on the humans.
But will it be enough to turn untrained pets into household sniffer dogs
Roxy, get the phone.
in just 2 weeks? It's day 6 of our crash course in dogmanship, and animal behaviour consultant Ryan Tate is keen to check on his smallest pupil. Roxy has already wowed Ryan with her progress so far. She's successfully formed what's called a bridge in her brain. This means when Leanne says the bridge word yes, Roxy gets a rush of pleasure because food is coming.
Beautiful.
Good girl.
Leanne has then used this new way of communicating with Roxy to encourage her to target her phone.
Any look towards it, movement towards it, I want you to bridge and reward her. So it's like a game of warm and colder.
Yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Alrighty, thank
There you
you.
Today, Ryan wants to see how they got on with their homework, which was to add a cue, the phrase, get the phone.
Get the phone. Yes, good girl. Good girl.
That's fantastic. She's still really using her eyes. Okay.
Ryan wants her to start using her nose, so he puts the phone out of sight.
Set, and it's ready to go. You pop it down, give her your cue.
Get the phone. Yes, good girl.
That's what we're
Good
after.
girl.
You know what was so good about that, Leanne, is that she didn't remember where it was. Did you hear her smelling?
Yeah,
She was searching the ground back and forth.
This is a turning point in her journey to becoming a sniffer dog, and it's incredible to watch. Leanne can't tell Roxy to use her nose. Roxy had to think for herself. How do I get that reward? Oh, like this. It's empowering for her, giving her confidence.
That was so cute. You can hear her little nose when she hits the ground, almost snorting around and working hard for it.
Ryan is so impressed he decides to push Roxy further, much further, and introduce the sofa.
You ready?
Yes.
Right, Roxy, what's this?
Hey,
All right, go for it. Nice and quick.
Roxy, get the phone.
Not yet. She knows it's around there somewhere, but she's got to get a little closer.
The steps and skills Ryan is sharing here are all based on the science called learning theory.
So this is the process known as chaining or backwards chaining, where we train the finished product first. So the dog gets to the phone, that's what we've established. And now we start adding in all those complex layers of you're moving further away, you have to look for it. So the dog always knows where the finished goal is because that's where we started.
But this time, Roxy has been pushed too far and needs help.
Yes, good girl. Good girl.
Before I thought she was ready for that step.
Yeah.
She's not.
But we can't stop there. Roxy still has to finish every session on a success or she'll lose interest in this game. So Ryan tries to make it easier.
So we'll grab these 2 cushions.
Yes.
Put them on the ground. Roxy! Ooh, what's that? And we'll put it just under there.
Roxy, get the phone.
But even the cushion concept proves a bit much for little Roxy.
She just hasn't quite got the concept that it might be under something.
Yes.
Perfect. If you've got a couple of treats there, give her a jackpot.
So good. Come here.
Your timing was impeccable. She can rest for the day. You've done a great job.
They are doing a great job, but there's still only 1 week left to turn a dog that's confused by under a cushion into a full-blown mobile phone sniffer dog. We'll check on the progress of our other dogs, Labrador Angus and surfing Spoodle Poppy, later in the program. But for now, our 3 owners have some homework to do.
So I'd just like you to fill out this short personality profile questionnaire.
What we want to know is, how will our owners' personalities affect their coaching success? To find out more about how personalities impact dogs, we've headed out of town to Brook Sheep Station, a demonstration farm where they know a lot about dogmanship.
It's just wonderful to watch. Great communication, great coaching, and dogs who are obviously happy in their work.
With me is Dr. Elissa Payne. She's part of the Dogmanship Science Research team at Sydney University, who've been conducting a national working dog study of dogs and their handlers.
I've been investigating how dog handler personality influences how they train dogs and whether this influences their overall success as a team.
Go, speak!
So what's it like working with these dogs?
Unbelievable. Nothing better than taking your best friend to work with you every day.
Over 800 working dog handlers took part in an anonymous survey which included a short standard personality profile, the same one our dog owners are filling out now.
It assesses someone's agreeableness, their conscientiousness, their extroversion, neuroticism and openness to experience, the big 5.
The survey also asked questions about how they train.
Over. Stop. Stop. So this is one of our young dogs. When he was about 3 months old, he started with the ducks. Then we moved them onto sheep. Stop. Stop.
We found 2 main things. One of those was that people scoring higher in agreeableness were less likely to use punishments such as verbal correction, such as, no, and things like that.
Over. Around.
Well, it's important because excessive use of punishments has been shown to elicit more stress in dogs, which can manifest in decreased learning, higher cortisol concentrations, and just overall compromised welfare.
If you just say no, 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 they're going to freak out and they're going to run away, pretty much, and not want to work.
Our second finding had to do with conscientiousness. More conscientious handlers were more consistent with their ideas and their behaviour towards training, which is great, but they were also more likely to train their dogs for extended durations in time, which, can be a bit counterproductive because it's been shown that shorter, sharper sessions result in enhanced learning.
Good boy, stop. Good boy.
While Elissa found these 2 traits were important, another study looked at neuroticism, which is a tendency to low mood or anxiety.
People scoring higher in neuroticism tend to use excessive hand movements when they train and excessive verbal commands. Things like sit, yep, stop, no, no. Sit, sit, sit. And that can be pretty counterproductive with training because it's an overload of information for the dog, which in fact resulted in dogs taking longer to respond to commands.
Go back.
For now, let's leave our happy working dogs to their ducks and head back to our dog owners to reveal their personality profile results and the implications.
So good news, you all scored highly on agreeableness. And that means you're less likely to use verbal correction with your dog. You know, things like bad dog, no.
They also all score highly on the desirable quality of conscientiousness. With the drawback, it can make you train too long.
Dogs have been shown to learn better with short, sharp training sessions. Otherwise, their learning tends to go downhill.
And all were fortunately low on neuroticism.
It's actually a good result for all of you guys. You have all the right personalities to be great dog coaches.
Hear that, Angus? I'm good for you.
So does this mean we're doomed by our personalities to be better or worse dog trainers?
Of course not, because I score highly in neuroticism. And all that you have to do is to just be aware of how certain personality aspects of yourself might, you know, influence your behaviour, and just adapt, be aware of.
The point where you say the personality may drive the training for a longer period, I think that's probably something that I could see myself doing.
All I can think of is I'm going to practice on Roxy and then apply it to my kids.
And new science is revealing even more ways we can adversely impact our dogs via our emotions. Dogs have perhaps a unique ability to read human emotional cues. In this recent study by dog cognition researcher Natalia Albuquerque, dogs looked at pairs of faces, one happy, one angry. When scientists then played a happy or angry voice in an unfamiliar language, the dogs turned to look more at the face that matched the tone of the voice.
This is very significant because it suggests that dogs have internal cognitive representations of our emotional expression. I find this very exciting, especially because this interspecies emotional recognition has ever only been shown in humans.
As Natalia's groundbreaking follow-up study is revealing, that means our emotional state can have a profound impact on a dog's ability to learn. Dogs were exposed to an angry person or a happy person and then taught a new task.
Our preliminary results are fascinating. When dogs were exposed to an angry person, it took them longer to solve the task, which may suggest that the exposure to an angry emotional display potentially slowed down learning. It points out how important it is to be careful about our own feelings and emotional expressions if we want to be a good life coach for our dogs.
On the flip side, the benefits of positive emotions have also been revealed. In this extraordinary study, conducted by scientists from the famous Family Dog Research Project in Budapest. Amazingly, the scientists have taught dogs to lie perfectly still in a brain scanner. They achieved this almost miraculous feat through the same learning theory methods we're teaching our owners. The scientists then played the sounds of humans praising the dogs.
Good dog, good dog.
And watched as the dogs' pleasure centres lit up like Christmas trees. Even more amazing, the dog brains only responded positively when the tone of the voice matched the meaning of the words used. It seems our genuine praise makes dogs happy. Next on our home visit list is 15-year-old Claudia and her surfing spoodle, Poppy. How are their communication skills developing in their quest for Poppy to become a wallet-seeking sniffer dog?
So what I want to do now, Claudia, is I want to start to put this on cue. So instead of just Poppy going mental every time she sees the wallet or a tennis ball, we want to create a cue that she knows, OK, now I search. So what do you want to say when you ask her to find the wallet?
It's like, get the wallet.
Perfect. All right? So,
Good dog. Yes. Good.
Claudia is learning her learning theory well. Her timing with the bridge signal yes is spot on.
Good dog. Yes.
beautiful.
And Poppy has learned yes means she gets her favourite reward, the ball.
You've been doing your homework.
Yeah.
It's rare for a 15-year-old girl.
I know. Me.
And like Leanne found last week with Roxy, Claudia is noticing another profound change in Poppy.
Just like we're like more like, bonded or connected. It's always so positive, everything that we're doing, so it makes our relationship together just all positive, and I like it. It's really cute.
Now for Ryan's problem couple, Matt and Angus. Last visit, Angus really worried Ryan because he hadn't progressed. So obsessed by the chicken, he won't switch his attention to the keys.
It's like his food drive is so high, he actually can't think in the presence of food.
Let's see if Matt has managed to solve Angus's chicken fixation.
Where are the keys? Yes!
Good boy.
Good boy. Good boy.
Now, Matt, just to tell you something very impressive, as he got closer, we could very clearly hear him using his nose to pinpoint at the last minute. So that lets you and I know we can start hiding these keys for real.
Want to try one around the corner?
Yes?
Where are the keys?
This time, even Matt doesn't know where the keys are.
Naturally, he went back to where they were before, which is fine.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Matt, the look on your face when I gave you the thumbs up, you were genuinely surprised. That was so good.
Angus is the first of the dogs to pass a double-blind test where neither owner nor dog know the key's whereabouts.
I'm blown away, particularly by Angus, because he still seemed going, oh my God, Matt's got chicken, but I better go find the keys to get the chicken, which is just, that's priceless.
1 week down and 1 to go. They've all had breakthroughs, but they're still a long way from becoming true household sniffer dogs. And Roxy is still flummoxed by the concept that a missing phone could be under a cushion or anywhere but the floor. So far in our Science of Dogmanship specials, we've worked on better canine communication and listening skills and being mindful of how our own behaviour impacts dog happiness. Now we're asking the bigger question: how happy is your dog overall? And can you help it be happier?
This is one of those existential questions that's difficult enough to answer in people, let alone dogs.
But Australian scientists have been working on a brand new technology to address exactly that.
And a lot more besides. Coming with me? Come on.
This is Mia Cobb, a member of Sydney University's Dogmanship Science Research Group. She's in charge of Dog Logbook.
So this is the app, Jonica. It's Dog Logbook, and it is the first app of its kind in the world designed to monitor and maximise your dog's quality of life, or its happiness, if you will.
Fantastic.
We can just put basic things in like health reminders. So for example, yesterday his monthly parasite control was due and my smartphone gave me an alert through the app.
In addition to the health records, which can be shared with your vet, there's a large section on activities, tracking your dog's enjoyment of its favourite pastimes.
The app will actually give you a reminder that just says, hey, your dog's enjoyment hasn't been as high as usual. And that can make you think, is there maybe something wrong with my dog? Does it need to go see a vet or have a health check?
These enjoyment measures are actually the key to keeping track of your dog's quality of life. And where they become invaluable is in the final stages of your pet's life and those heartrending end-of-life decisions.
Sometimes people find it hard perhaps to recognise what's in the best interest of the animal rather than is what in the best interest of us. And saying goodbye and letting go is really difficult.
But there's a lot more to Dog Logbook than the end of life.
This is Sugar.
Hello, Sugar.
Little Shug.
There's a section on puppies, helping you set the foundation for a long and happy life.
You can see that she's been listening to vacuum cleaners. She's been for a car ride this week, so she's met a rabbit this week. And what the app does is say, well, that's great, you've done all that this week, maybe next week you want to introduce her to an older person. So it'll help guide that really appropriate socialisation that's going to make her a really robust and resilient dog in the future.
That brings us to the final part of this Making Dogs Happy special. When you get a puppy, how do you set it up for a happy life?
The fact is there are major life stresses every dog will face as a consequence of living in our world. And one of the biggest causes of unhappiness in many dogs is being left alone. Hi. Hello. So who's this?
This is Banjo.
Yes. So what does he do when you're out?
He's become destructive. Anything left on benches, pulls it off, destroys it, rips it to pieces.
I'm here with Dr. Joanne Righetti, a clinical animal behaviourist.
Well, we've got cameras all set up, so let's go out and see what happens.
Okay.
Definitely howling, he's barking, which is symptoms of separation anxiety. Were you aware that he does
No,
this?
I just thought that he might bite a little bit, but then he'd just get into the destructive mode. But this, to me, he seems more upset.
Hello.
Treating dogs who struggle with being home alone is a major part of Dr. Righetti's practice.
Okay, we're going to look at some short-term management strategies and long-term solutions. In some cases, there's a genetic predisposition towards anxiety, and in those cases, we may turn towards veterinary medication for a solution. Other cases, though, if the owners only knew what to do, we can actually prevent separation-related distress.
We tend to think puppies will simply work out how to fit in with our lives as they grow up. But as their life coaches, we can do better. We can teach them the life skills they will need to deal with our world.
And if you teach your puppy one life lesson, it's how to be happy on its own by creating its own happy place.
So this is crate training, and I reckon it's one of the best life gifts you can give your puppy. So right now he's at the crate, I'm just going to leave a little treat there. So he thinks it's a really positive place to be.
Creating a den out of a crate is really useful, but you can apply the same procedures to a mat or a bed.
This is becoming a safe, happy place to be, and that's really good for making them feel comfortable and making them feel happy. And then you can go out and you can enjoy yourself, not feel guilty about leaving your dog at home.
Notice the procedure?
Great. Yes.
Joanne is using the principles of learning theory to teach the dog this is its place. And of course, the door is only shut when travelling.
So as time goes on, I might even introduce a command, like bed, crate, so that again becomes a positive. Crate.
Joanne is communicating clearly, using reward in a timely fashion, reading when the dog says no, and maintaining a positive emotional tone for maximal learning.
In fact, all the canine coaching skills we've been learning throughout the program are exactly the same techniques required to teach dogs the life skills they will need to live happily in our world. Like walking on a lead, coming when called, and being relaxed alone.
We've reached the end of our introductory course in the science of dogmanship, and the day of reckoning has arrived.
Well, it's 2 weeks today to try and turn regular household dog owners into household sniffer dog trainers.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Oh, I'm nervous for them.
So am I.
I'm really excited because I know
Yeah.
they've put in the work and they understand
Yeah.
the science, but yeah, I'm nervous. It's a big reveal.
Claudia and the others are sent out of sight while we hide the wallet.
Good wallet. Yes, good girl. Good girl. Ooh, that's stressful.
After that sensational demonstration, it's Matt and Angus's turn to face the stress.
Angus, where are the keys? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yes! Good boy! Good boy! Oh, good boy.
Yeah, it's good, eh?
Yeah.
Good boy.
Oh, I'm nervous now. 2 successes, 1 to go.
So she can get in there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Roxy, where's the phone? Come look up here. I don't know where the hell you people have put this thing. Good girl, good girl.
Man, she worked hard.
She did work hard. And even when the challenge got tough, amazingly, Roxy, the dog who couldn't stop shaking with nerves on day 1, has the newfound confidence to stick with it. We hoped the skills learned in this process would make their dogs happier. So, has it?
I've had the best time. She's so much calmer now and peaceful and happy. It's amazing.
I think I'll be able to tell if he's happy now.
It does seem that even in 2 weeks, the science of dogmanship can unlock a new level of communication and happiness for you and your dog.
Really, the sky's the limit. They know how to read their dog, they know how to make them happy, so it's up to them.
Dogmanship is all about getting more happy dogs, and if we get that outcome, then I'd be a very happy vet.
If you'd like to know how to teach your dog to be a sniffer dog, check out the Catalyst Facebook page.
We got up in the morning. Where were my keys in the morning? I'd actually forgotten where I put them. And so I asked Angus, and he actually found them.
That's so cool.